How to Solve Your Problems. Written by Ernest Holmes. Read by Jim Wentland. Did you ever stop to think that the human mind is the only thing you know of that can comprehend the meaning of life? This means that somewhere back in your mind, there is a place where you merge with and are one with the mind of God. There is a place in everyone's life where the original thinker, this thing called life, enters and can, if we will permit it to, guide our thoughts and actions to the solution of all our problems. To find this place, to discover this power, and to understand even in the simplest way how to consciously unify your mind with it, would be the greatest thing that could happen to you or to anyone else. At first you may say, "This is too big and too good to be true. How is it possible that such an insignificant person as I am could be hooked up with the mind of God, could really call on its power and intelligence for the little things in my life? It does seem like a big proposition, doesn't it?" And yet, in doing so simple a thing as turning on an electric light, we are using a universal law that flows through our desire. Every advance in science is a recognition of this fact. Why should it seem any more strange to think that you are one with the mind of God than it is to know that you live, move, and have your being in a gravitational force that holds everything in place? You are not that force, but you do use it. It is fundamental to our belief that the mind of God is the only mind there is, and that because this thing called life has entered into us, we are all using the mind of God, whether we know it or not. This is why Moses said that the word, by which he meant the life of God, is not afar off, but in your own mouth. This is something to think about, isn't it? When you say there is one life, that life is God, and that life is my life now, you are speaking the truth. And when you say there is one mind, that mind is the mind of God, and that mind is my mind now, you are speaking the truth. For each of us is an individual personality in this infinite and perfect mind. It is the most natural thing in the world to turn to the mind of God for guidance, and it is equally natural for divine guidance to come to the one who expects it. But you may ask, how can I expect an infinite mind to be interested in my little affairs? Again, let us find an illustration from those natural laws, which are so common to us that we accept them as a part of our everyday living. When you breathe air into your physical lungs, you are breathing the same air that the cat or dog breathes. This air is common to all men, all animals, and all plant life. Nothing can live without it. When you speak of the breath of life, you are speaking of a universal breath. You are speaking of the breath of nature. You are talking about the way this thing called life works in you and in everything. You don't say that the breath of life is big or little or hard to get at. You don't say, "Why should the breath of life be concerned with so insignificant a person as I am?" You take it for granted that it is there and available, and you breathe it. Nothing is big, and nothing is little to God. Nothing is hard, and nothing is easy. The one power and presence flows through everything, animates everything, manifests itself in everything, and is everything. The idea that you are one with the mind of God is not an extravagant idea at all. It is a simple statement
Sample complete. Ready to continue?